All right. What's going on, guys? Chaseontwowheels here, and I have a video that a lot of you guys have been excited for and asking me about, and today I got the opportunity to sit down with one of the main guys over at Skully, the company that's making the heads-up display helmet with a rear view camera. Been getting a lot of questions from you guys ever since you guys saw the me getting a Skully helmet thing. The company is actually located here in Atlanta where I'm at, so I got the opportunity to go to their headquarters, their like global headquarters, and interview one of the top guys to ask all the questions you guys have been asking. If you're wondering where I got all the questions from, I asked you guys over on Instagram at C2WPics, which is my Instagram. I was like, what do you guys want to know about the business side of Skully? Ask me anything you want and I'll ask the guys there. So that's pretty much what I did. I actually just got back from the interview about an hour ago, and I gotta say, I felt really good about the conversation. I don't do this interview thing, so I was a little out of my element, so like, be ready for that. But regardless, here is the interview I had with the Skully guys, getting you guys all the questions you guys have been asking about the helmet. I know a lot of you guys are wanting the review of the Skully helmet. Don't worry, I'm working on it. It's a very expensive product, and I want to take some time and make a really good review for you guys. So that review is going to be coming in early 2019. But for now, here is my interview with the guys over at Skully. Okay, so we are here at Skully headquarters.
That's right.
Named, what is it, the world headquarters?
This is Skully's world headquarters, and you're right here in the showroom.
So who are you and how do you work here at Skully?
So my name is John Lauten, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Skully Technologies, which is the company that bought the old Skully's patents and assets and then restarted the company here in Atlanta. And we decided on Atlanta. The owners surveyed the country, and we said Atlanta is where we want to be. Speaking
of acquiring the old Skully. So a lot of people, you know, Skully was like this super hyped up helmet, like probably the most hyped up helmet I've ever seen since I've been riding, you know, 6 or 7 years. And a lot of stuff happened and then they're just gone. So like, what was the process for you guys of becoming the new Skully? Because you guys are a totally different company.
Totally different company. We received nothing from the old Skully other than some patents, trademarks, and some prototypes. And the owners that own it now are based out of Barcelona, Spain. Okay. And they actually own other transportation companies. They own the motorcycle company called Gas, which a lot of the off-road guys, you know, the motocross guys know about. They also own an electric motorcycle company called Torot. And so they know how to turn around companies, and they heard about Skully. And they said, this is one worth turning around. And of course, they had heard of it. We've all heard of Skully. And so they said, this one deserves another shot.
Well, that's good. I think that answers kind of another question a lot of people were asking is like, how are you going to guarantee that the company runs correctly? But it sounds like they've got a company portfolio type thing. So
this is what they do. They're serial entrepreneurs. They buy companies, turn them around. And the first thing they did is they said, this time around, they're going to hire a very experienced business team, a management team. So I myself have been in technology manufacturing my entire career. This is what I do. And then I brought on a CTO who's run billion-dollar product portfolios of high-end technology equipment. So we know how to run this play. We immediately joined with partners around the world for the software, for the manufacturing, and we're running it like a professional company. I think the founders did a phenomenal job conceiving this product. Great job. I mean, we all love the Skully. And I think they just like many entrepreneurs, got hamstrung in the execution.
When you guys got the product and, you know, when acquiring the other company, what kind of hurdles did you guys have to specifically handle in that? Like, I think people were asking, like, did you guys like improve on the helmet that they had originally done? And so like, from the time that you guys have acquired Skully to what the product you have now is, like what has happened in that process and how the helmet changed?
So unfortunately, when they shut their doors, a lot of the know-how walked out the door. You know, we don't have any employees of the old Skully working for us. So the first thing we had to do is reverse engineer a lot of what we had in our hands. And in the process of discovery of what the initial Skully was made of and designed, like the original Skully was made out of plastic, we're now carbon fiber. the way the batteries were designed and everything, we ended up basically rebuilding the helmet. So what you have right here with the Phoenix now is essentially a brand new product. With the feature set though, that everybody wanted. So we brought it back, get the features you were promised, but it is really actually a brand new product from the bottom up.
So you guys were literally, you just got helmet inventory and you were like, all right, figure this out. And you got patents, obviously, that protect it.
So we have the patent for this augmented reality motorcycle helmet. What we received were their prototypes. They were functional, but they had still a lot of work to be done on them. They're partially glued together still, the wiring inside, and there was a lot of hand-connected parts. Right. The battery life was suffering. After like 1 hour, it couldn't go on. So we ended up making the product modular. Right. And the first thing we did, so we have 3 manufacturing partners around the world, and each does a part of it. So the optics is one company, the electronics are done by another company, the shell is done by a world-class manufacturer. And so now the product is very serviceable, which is important to us, because it's modular.
It's actually one of the questions we got was, I guess before we even get into that, something I want to hit on that I see a lot of comments, in the videos I've made with Skully is this Make It Right campaign that you guys are in. So before we even go into like helmet modularity, I want you to talk about the Make It Right campaign, because like that is the reason I wanted to make this video.
That was probably the biggest question in all of our minds. When the Spanish owners bought it, the first meeting I had with them was, what do we do with the name Skully? Yeah. Because here's a product that hundreds of thousands of people know about. Right. Other thousands have already put money down for. Yeah. And if you went on Google a year and a half ago, the hate mail was unbelievable. I mean, people were actually making videos saying how much they hate Skully. But I told the owners, look at the passion around this product. Sometimes they say it's better to be, known, even if it's negative, right, than to start fresh with a new brand.
Right, all press is good press.
All press is good press, plus the legend of Skully. We revel in the thought of bringing it back. We're actually going to bring it to you. It would have been a shame if it had died for good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And did it turn out to be a lot more complex than we thought? Absolutely. The Make It Right campaign was this. Now you have these thousands of people who really loved the Skully helmet. They loved it so much they put full dollar down for one, and they never got one, and orders were taken up to the day they closed the doors. So everybody really upset. What do we do with those people? We had 2 choices. We either ignore them and hope they go away, or we embrace them and they become our biggest ambassadors for Skully in the future. We call them the Skully Nation. And the second was the choice. Make it right. So what does make it right mean? We received no cash from Skully whatsoever, the old Skully. So we are actually investing our own working capital, our own money in making the Make It Right campaign happen. And what is it? It is an opportunity for a previous customer of Skully who paid the old company, which we have nothing to do with, to register with us and say, look, here's my receipt. I bought this, I never got one, and we're going to ship them one. And this is pretty unprecedented. As a matter of fact, the president of Indiegogo came up to me at the CES show in Las Vegas and said, you guys are doing something nobody's done before at this scale. But on the same time, everybody gets what we're doing. We're embracing the fans. These are the ultimate fans. They deserve to get their product. And simultaneously, we get their goodwill and the marketing benefit for all of us that we did something that's right. And it is unique, and it's something we're very proud of. Make It Right shipments have begun already. If you look on our website, we have images of the first recipients. Right. We will schedule them out throughout the year because obviously we are a company that has to make a profit. So we are going to be doing allotments each month to the Make It Right community and have it done by the end of 2019.
That was going to be my question, was when would if all the Make It Right people came in, when would they be able to expect their helmet or something like that? But
it was a first come, first serve situation. So when we announced the Make It Right campaign on one foggy day in October last year, believe it or not, when we turned on the website for this Make It Right campaign, in the first 10 minutes we had 1,000 registrations. So these people were out there, they were excited. Yeah. And you know what, the second most common email we received that day was, you guys are awesome, that's great, can I buy a second one? So that really gave us a lot of boost.
Well, if you think about it, like somebody that like years ago that was ready to put money down on like what I would consider like the future of like helmet technology, like that was years ago, you know what I mean? So like they've had all this time to like brood on this, like I had this cool thing that I wanted and then I paid for it and then didn't get it. So then like obviously the second they're like able to get one, you know.
People didn't expect this.
Yeah.
And we've already had, we had a group of Make It riders meet with us in Las Vegas, and they were all just saying, we just didn't expect this. And the turnaround, together with the legend of Skully returning, if you're a motorcycle fan, this is big news.
Right.
Huge news.
What's really cool is like, so this Make It Right campaign, the product you're describing that you guys got when acquiring the old company is far behind what you guys are offering now.
What we're offering now is world-class production quality. This is ground up, perfect software design, the firmware, the boards are all new, the optics are all, they look the same, but they are completely rebuilt, new technology.
Right.
And we've dramatically increased the battery life, we've dramatically increased the Bluetooth performance. We now offer OTA. The helmet can now update itself over the air as long as it's in a Wi-Fi zone anywhere in the world.
I review a lot of products, so I've reviewed other like tech products for helmets, and like this is the only one that I can think of that has like, you know, tech has a feel. Like you have to have like that techie feel. This is the only thing that really I feel like has that techie feel for motorcycle helmets. One thing people were curious about is you're paying a lot of money for a helmet, right? So what happens if something goes wrong with the helmet? Is it end user serviceable, or do they have to send it in? Like what would that process look like?
So we've been very conscious about that when we designed the new Skully Phoenix. And as I just mentioned to you, first of all, you have the OTA capabilities. So over the air, you can add software patches and keep the helmet up to date that way. So that's self-serviceable. You can also, we'll make it, you know, parts can be ordered online. We're going to allow that to happen. But then if you should have a performance issue with the electronics or the boards or something, I mentioned to you as modular, so our authorized resellers around the world will be able to probably replace serviceable parts fairly easily is the idea, so that they don't have to be returned all the way to the factory.
What type of warranty comes with the helmet? Because most helmets come with a 5-year warranty or something like that.
Right. So the helmet, the shell, is 5 years, just like everybody else. The electronics we're giving 2 years.
Gotcha.
Which is also very competitive.
Tech is a sector where like stuff is always getting much better, much faster. What is the plan of like updating the tech of the helmet with the tech world?
So what's happening here in this Atlanta headquarters is we're essentially an engineering shop. So we've hired a team of world-class electrical engineers, software engineers, mechanical engineers that are already working on the next generation of the Skully helmet.
Okay.
It's our goal to keep the competition guessing what comes next, so I won't tell you all the features. We're doing exactly that. This is right now the helmet, first to world, first to market. Right after that, we're working on the next one that then brings again features that'll be first to the world, first to the market.
Right.
And so we are an engineering company that way, Skully Technologies.
Obviously, you guys have done a ton of work to get what is essentially was a prototype to make a actual professional level product. And a lot of people were wondering, like, are you done? Are you just going to make the product better, or do you guys have a plan for, like, obviously, you know, you don't want to tell everybody all your secrets, but obviously it sounds like you guys have a plan moving forward to kind of conquer the world with Skully helmets?
We are definitely in this for the long run, and we want to satisfy all the needs. There's different types of helmets, of course, we all know, open face, modular. We'll go in all those directions. We're actually telling our Skully Nation fans to let us know what they would like to see in the next helmet. And you know, almost design it with them. We're hoping to do some focus groups next year for the next gen with our Skully customers.
That's really cool.
And find those next killer apps like the rear view camera is on this one.
Do you guys have any plans for allowing third-party companies to either work with you, or there was a question about modularity where you guys have a all-in-one unit helmet. Have you thought about offering modules of that helmet that you could install onto an existing helmet?
We're exploring all those kinds of ideas.
Yeah.
Certainly partnering with other tech companies is what you have to do as a successful technology company.
Yeah.
Can't tell you any details, but there are some niche players that have some functionality that we may partner with and say, hey, we know you're doing that really well. Why don't you join us for Skully?
What about motorcycle integration where, like right now you guys have a heads-up display, and like I'll show it more in my review video and stuff like that, but have you guys looked into talking with other like motorcycle manufacturers so that, you know, you could show motorcycle data in the heads-up display?
Absolutely. I think that is an area we can explore, maybe even help write the interface code that could be standardized across motorcycle makers. But absolutely, tire pressure, oil pressure, any kind of other functional things. They're making smarter and smarter motorcycles themselves.
Right.
But there's a natural to connect the helmet with that.
Right. I just look for the day where like I'm getting on my bike and it's warming up and I've got my helmet on and I can be like, okay, Skully, what do my tire pressures look like? And then like there's, yeah, exactly. There's a whole like realm of like things that you could do like with the voice activation and stuff like that, and just checking your bike and never having to check your bike. Like that is just that's a cool world that.
Well, we have already the basis for it. Now we just have to get the data interface.
Right. Absolutely.
And so we're literally attracting engineering talent in the entire Atlanta area because of what we're making. This is a really fun product. As you talk to my engineering team, everybody is enjoying this so much, and the next generation is the best challenge yet.
We talked about like the helmet is obviously a very expensive helmet, so you know it's an expensive tech product. Do you guys have any plans to make a more affordable option for, you know, a more mass market that can't afford the price of the helmet?
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
I mean, we realize this is a premium product. I mean, this will set you back a little to pick one up. And as do most technology manufacturers, you will start with an entry-level model soon, and that would be the idea. Ideally, I want everybody riding a Skully helmet. But right now we have this one, and it is a premium product. And as you said yourself, when you touch it and feel it, it gives you that.
It absolutely does. And I've said something in previous videos when I was doing a review of the older Skully, which was even less, didn't even have the fit and finish that you guys have right now, but there's a premium you pay for a first gen of a tech product. You know, like I mean, it's literally in everything. In the first like camera that has like this new thing, you're gonna pay more for that like entry level or like technology, and then it trickles down. So
that is exactly how it works. And when I first got involved with Skully, it didn't look so complicated at first. But once we got the teams together and we assessed the challenge of making this integrated product, it is actually quite complicated. And then the whole world of the shell making and carbon fiber on top of that, the limited real estate of where to put things, it is quite a complicated product. Then you have the optics in there that, of course, also have to be waterproof. They have to be state of the art. They have to be, you know, the contrast has to be just right.
Right.
So, you know, for those customers that are saying, you know, it's expensive, it is also quite complicated to build.
that was one of the questions of how actual complicated is it to get that helmet made? Because like, one of the cool things about a tech product is it looks really simple and everything just kind of blends in, but like behind the scenes, like, can you elaborate on the probable nightmare that it is to make that?
For it all to play together, think of it like an orchestra, okay? This is like a symphony of parts having to work together, and if it's simple to you using it, then we've done our job.
Right.
Because what's going on behind the scenes is first you have to recognize the voice, then there's the software that says, oh yeah, he asked me to do this, and then you have to have a microphone that can pick up your voice when you're going 70 miles an hour on the highway. Then you have to make sure that the display is in concert with everything else that's going on in the helmet. So the rear view camera has to be adjustable. The rear view camera has to have the right angle. So we've been doing a lot of iterations to get to this point. And again, as you do your review, you'll appreciate all the things we've done for it.
For right now, I can, like, I don't want to say too much about the review process that I'm in, but the fact that I can go, let's just say 85 miles an hour plus, and the voice command actually picks up what I'm saying and can tell me whatever I want or do the time, shocking. Safety ratings.
Yes.
What does it currently have? People are asking about Snell approval and stuff like that. So
we started shipping the product in September, and it is fully DOT certified, FCC certified. We are in the final stages of getting our ECE for the European markets. So yes, it's fully certified. We are aware of the Snell standard, something we're looking at. It's not required,
right,
but certainly something we're looking at. We want to be the best helmet in the world, so
right.
Definitely interested in the Snell area. I can't comment on it right now,
right.
But also the Skully Nation, we're listening to all of you, and if somebody, let us know how much Snell means to you.
We could have like a race Skully helmet.
We could have a race Skully. So the adjacencies are phenomenal. Let's just think about this. We're talking motorcycle. You could do a full-blown racing one that's custom. You could have the racer come to us, and we're happy to do an NRE with them and literally make them their helmet, because we've now spent 18 months learning about this product. We are now ready to make any variety of it.
We talked about the future lineup that you guys have in the plans. Do any of those plans have like accessories that you can add on that would, let's say, enhance the rider experience, like a one-off accessory that you can buy and add to the helmet?
So if you go to our website and you see our shop, we are quickly accessorizing the helmet. We announced to the fans last month the pin lock series. That We're going to have the yellow, the light smoke, the photochromatic. That's an example of accessorizing. Absolutely thinking that way,
gotcha.
That you can make your Skully helmet even more custom.
I think that's like it's a tech thing, I think, because like people get tech products and then like the first step, and it's also a motorcycle thing too. So you're kind of dual industries that people like buying a product and then making the product their own and accessorizing it and stuff like that. So,
but we're really serious about sleek looking helmets. So we're never going to offer something you bolt on the side or anything.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen with Skully. If it's going to be something, it's going to fit in just as sleekly as everything you're seeing now.
As a person that really enjoys tech and enjoys riding at the same time, there's just not a lot. Like you guys are the most tech integrated thing for a motorcyclist, because for whatever reason, the motorcycle industry is just far behind when it comes to like tech and stuff like that. So you guys are like leading the charge, which is why I was so let down. I was like, dang it, like if Skully fails back in the day, if Skully fails, now other companies that might have been looking down that road be like, well, there's a failure case, so why would I want to do that? So I was personally sad when the first Skully went down, because I was like, tech and motorcycles there's no chance now.
It is, and you're right, it would be discouraging for anybody else to do it if it doesn't work out. And we do see competitors that try, and then at the last minute they fail in their marketing and their name recognition. Skully, we had a head start. We had people desiring this thing.
It's one of the things. It was the good and bad of picking up the old company.
But that's why we did the Make It Right campaign. We took that bad and we said, that is terrible. We're back. We're making it right, and I think we're constantly getting appreciation for that. People have been very patient. It took 18 months to build this new helmet, but now we're shipping and making everybody happy.
I don't think there's any better way we could end this on than that right there. Well, hopefully that was a lot of the questions that you guys had. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Chase.
And hopefully, if you guys have any questions about Skullies, drop them in the comments, and I'll maybe do interview round 2 in a few months or something.
You're always welcome. Visit the Skully headquarters.
So yeah, that was my interview over at Skully. Big shout out to the guys over at Skully for like taking the time out to have an interview with some random dude on YouTube. It's always awesome to see a company take what we do here on YouTube seriously. I also feel like I have to say this legally, but Skully did not pay me at all. I do have a review helmet that I'm working on a review for, but I was not paid at all to make this video. I just really like the guys over at Skully. They seem like they're doing the tech helmet industry justice now, which I am very happy to see. But if you guys have any other questions for Skully, or maybe stuff you just don't even know about yet, make sure to drop them in the comments, and maybe I'll do an interview round 2 with Skully later down the road after they've fulfilled more of their helmets, and maybe once they put out some new products or something like that. But anyways, guys, I'm Chaseontwowheels. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. And if you're a fan of the motorcycle industry in general, I highly recommend you subscribing to the channel. We got some awesome content coming out, especially once we get into 2019. You guys are awesome, and I will see you on the next one. Later. So, outro crew, interview? Good? Bad? How do you guys think I did? You know, it's outside of my normal range. I'm used to talking to you guys. I ain't used to talking to real people and having to look them in the face. Like, that's, like, what? Anyway, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I'm gonna go now. High five to you. Hashtag made it to the end in the comments. See you guys there.